Alright guys, KK4PYN back again with you here. And this is the 2017 hamshack slash lab slash workbench slash chaos tour, video tour. And this would be an exclusive for my Patreon supporters until I release it in a couple days for just the general channel. So if you are supporting me on Patreon, thank you, I appreciate it. If you're not, if you're seeing this video after it goes to my regular channel, please consider supporting this channel on Patreon so that I can continue to bring you interesting and fascinating content. So let's get on with the tour, because this is going to be recorded in 4K, I hope, and it's only going to be a short little video. So what do we got here? This is just my chaotic little area that I work in. I spend a lot of time in here building things, doing ham radio, just trying to be creative, and of course making videos. So this is it. This is KK4PYN right here. I'll have some videos from external places in the future, but let's kind of go around the room and see what we got here. So over here I've got the shelving system that I built, and it right now is housing just a various hodgepodge of stuff, some parts, books, manuals, kind of just random drawers of cables and connectors and randomness, basically. I try to stay organized. It never works. You can see here I got sort of organized, not really, but got all that stuff. Got a bunch of test leads here that I use. This is my main workbench here. And I'll tell you, this place really isn't set up as a studio. I have a rough time recording sometimes because of lighting. I really need to get something different for light. I've got these really kind of bright bulbs in my ceiling fan up here, but it doesn't always do the best. So anyway, here's my main workbench. This is where I do most of my electronics and building and stuff like that. The main meter that I'm using right now is a Unity UT61E, which I love. Probably do a separate video on that because it really is kind of a great meter for a cheap price. Here's my main soldering iron, the Tenma. It's just a Hacko 936 clone. It works fantastic. My BK power supply there, which I love. My variable DC power supply. Couldn't really do anything without that, I'll be honest with you. A little Dremel. Here's my Hammock 205. That's going to be a whole nother video because I love that scope. It's got a built-in component tester, a VI curve tracer, which it really makes a very handy tool. So my RF signal generator, that's some frequency counters up there for counting frequencies, and then kind of lots of parts. This last one is almost completely empty. This one's about 30% full. This one's almost full, and this one's completely full. But I've got boxes. Let me swing over here real quick. And boxes of parts that need to go in there. So that's a project for another day. But anyway, this is where I do all of my electronic stuff and building things and fixing things. And filming over here is kind of an issue, but I think we've got it worked out. That light that's back there is super bright, so it's washing everything out to be dark up here. But gone is my big service monitor that used to be sitting over here. This is just kind of a cart of collection now. The bottom's full of 12-volt batteries. Here's actually something I did within the last couple days. I got the Harbor Freight solar system ran in from outside, and I got the controller in here, so I'm going to mount it somewhere. But that's a whole nother thing. And of course, with that scope and everything, I've got a UPS down there. Not so much I need it backed up, but they're really great surge protectors. We have some problems with power around here every once in a while, so that helps out. Over here, come on. Oh, it's still recording. Okay, sorry about that. I got a phone call. Just goes to show you, making YouTube videos is never easy. So anyway, over here is kind of my second computer station slash gaming slash radio, whatever you want to call it, station. Right now you can see my RetroPie up and running with a Raspberry Pi. Bing! I got the Raspberry Pi 3 up and running with RetroPie, and just trying to finalize that distribution so I can pull that SD card out and put my RTL SDR SD card back in there and get that running. So over here we got some various radio gear. Radio Shack frequency counter, love that thing. Working XM if I ever need it. Some scanners and oscilloscopes and stuff like that. And this is the main rack of craziness right here. It's kind of berserker. So just a quick kind of thing up there. I got all my Wi-Fi and everything up there. These are just kind of test leads and USB cords and stuff that I got hanging for when I need things. But let me shed some light on this situation. So real quickly, I've got this one power strip up here for all my Wi-Fi and security cameras and all that. And that's backed up off a battery, which you'll see in a minute. Then I got my DVR. This is just a power supply here that's not working right now. This Belkin battery actually backs up my weather radio. So it's got redundant backup because it's got a battery backup built in. This is a little mini ITX computer right here, believe it or not. If we come over here to the side, you'll see that's the back of the computer right there. And all that computer does is run the very few Windows programs that I need. And it runs my Accurite Weather Center that I upload to Weather Underground. So that just kind of stays up and running. That computer runs 100% off DC. You can see it's got 13.6 volts right now from a power supply. Comes out of this power strip right here, which you can't see because it's covered up with stuff, but it comes from a power supply down there, and I've also got a battery bank outside if I need to run it. I can do that. So this is an Odyssey gel cell battery right here that's 68 amp hours that's hooked up to this AVR or CyberPower UPS, and that runs pretty much only the Wi-Fi and security cameras. That'll run it for like 2 days, so I don't have to worry about that. But anyway, yeah, it's kind of nuts. And then I've got another one down at the bottom and a 35 amp hour battery that you can't see that kind of does some other stuff. But this power strip here that I showed you that runs that computer also supplies a 12 volt power to my radios. We've got the ICOM 2720 there. Which is, here's the head for that, which kind of floats around the bench. Probably not very good for it. And then my Yaesu 857D and the tuner, which you saw in a previous video, which was all burned up. So, and this is kind of my main computer bench. Got some stuff going up on here. This will be a video here shortly for Arduino. And this is my computer setup. Right now I'm using this Dell 660 because my big computer is having some issues. And that's all backed up by UPS there. And that big guest switch down there actually switches between the power supply, which is right here, and these wires right here, which go outside to 3 huge batteries, which are hooked up to solar as well. So, but this is where I do all my computing and some filming and stuff like that. And I just got some kind of random radio stuff up there, and the parts that I need. All this is kind of like Arduino microprocessor stuff here. These are some boxes I'm working on for putting together my inventory. And then, like I showed you there, you got just a wall of more parts, more parts, more parts. So I've got lots of components and stuff like that, and trying to find ways to keep everything organized is a struggle, as you can see. But anyway, that's the shack door. It's December 2017. And just wanted to show you guys kind of where I work and how things go around here. So I hope you guys are following me on Twitter at KK4PYN. And again, please support me on Patreon. I'll leave a link to all that down in the description. And those that are following me on Patreon, I very, very appreciate it a lot. It helps out. So that's all there is for this video. You guys, thanks for watching, and stay tuned. There's more to come.